achieve moral awakening required a force outside the human race. This is the philosophy which brought humanity to the brink of extinction. Cixin Liu's three-body problem is a controversial work that has sharply divided the science fiction community. Critics argue that the novel suffers from poor literary structure and underdeveloped characters, while supporters contend that it presents some of the most innovative and impactful ideas in contemporary science fiction. Despite the debate, Three-Body Problem is a complex work that arguably merits both the praise and the criticisms it has garnered. So let's filter through the cosmic noise and ask ourselves, is Three-Body Problem deserving of the title masterpiece? Set in China, the events of Three-Body Problem take place across different time periods. Interlacing with each other throughout the narrative, the reader is never exposed to the full picture of any given time period until the culmination of the story. Largely, Three-Body Problem can be broken into two sections: the past and the present. Each time period is marked by a significant societal event. The past unfolds during the brutal and sweeping Cultural Revolution, while the present is fraught with the mysterious deaths of theoretical scientists putting the progress of scientific research in jeopardy. While Three-Body Problem has a number of point-of-view characters, today we will just focus on two. We experience the past largely through Ye Wenjie, a young woman who endures the depravity, destruction, and worst injustices of the Cultural Revolution. Despite the adversity she faces, Ye Wenjie proves to be a resilient character, drawing significant empathy from the reader throughout much of the narrative. However, this empathy may ultimately be misplaced. Present-day events are primarily depicted through the eyes of Wang Miao, a nanomaterials researcher. The quintessential academic, Wang is the type of person who would read the fine print of a commercial. As he becomes embroiled in the mysterious deaths of his colleagues and an international conspiracy, Wang rises to the occasion, transforming into a formidable sleuth with unwavering resolve. The Three-Body Problem begins with a harrowing depiction of a struggle session, a brutal form of public humiliation and execution that occurred during the Chinese Cultural Revolution. Led by the Red Guard's extremist revolutionary youths, these sessions targeted political figures, intellectuals, scientists, educators, and anyone who the Red Guards perceived as adversaries. The focus of this particular struggle session is physics professor Ye Zhetai. The Red Guards maintain that his past teachings on the theory of relativity and the scientific method are reactionary and therefore punishable. Despite the relentless abuse from the Red Guards, Ye Zhetai remains resolute, upholding and defending scientific values and knowledge. Ye Zhetai heatedly spars with the Red Guards through words about the ethics and philosophy of science. The Red Guards assert that the only correct philosophy is Marxist ideology and should guide scientific research. Ye Zhetai, not willing to yield, delivers a critical blow to their argument. Then that's the equivalent to saying that the correct philosophy falls out of the sky. This is against the idea that truth emerges from experience. It's counter to the principles of how Marxism seeks to understand nature. It isn't his past as a professor that triggers the Red Guard's violence, nor is it his resolve in defending the scientific method. Instead, it is the moral and philosophical hypocrisy which he exposes that leads to violence. Ye Zhetai is beaten to death in front of a crowd of thousands, including his daughter, Ye Wenjie. If there is one word to describe Wenjie's experience during the Cultural Revolution, it is betrayal. Her mother and sister side with the Red Guards, never denouncing Zhetai's treatment and execution in order to avoid the same fate and for political gain. Wenjie, however, refuses to conform, resulting in her exile, sent to work on a deforestation project on the fringes of China. Wenjie, starved of any intellectual engagement, agrees to read a book provided by reporter Bai Mulin. The book, Silent Spring, is an environmental ethics work detailing the destructive impact of human activities on the planet. Guided by Bai Mulin, Wenjie decides to send a letter to central leadership outlining the ethical issues with the deforestation project, a view that clashes with the central leadership's politics. The letter is not well received, and under interrogation, Bai Mulin absolves himself of any wrongdoing, placing the blame solely on Wenjie. Wenjie subsequently is imprisoned. Wenjie endures a series of further betrayals, all unfolding in similarly unjust manners. However, she eventually experiences a stroke of good fortune. Her assigned deforestation project is located near Red Coast Base, a secretive scientific facility built for receiving and sending radio waves into deep space. One day she is summoned to the base and given a choice: live and work there for life, contributing her expertise in physics to its project, or face a prison sentence for her reactionary beliefs. She chooses to work on the project. It's at this point in the narrative where we jump to the present through the eyes of Wang Miao. Wang Miao is introduced through an abrupt encounter with two police officers, most notably Da Shi. They claim to represent a battle command center, leaving Wang initially cautious and skeptical as China is not at war, so why would there be a need for such a center? Despite his doubts, he feels compelled to go with them. Upon arrival, he is met by an international task force composed of Chinese and NATO generals, along with prominent scientists. It is revealed to Wang that he has been summoned to investigate the mysterious deaths of several theoretical scientists and infiltrate the Frontiers of Science organization. Wang Miao accepts the challenge and immediately begins his investigation by meeting his friend Ding Yi. Through multiple rounds of pool, Ding explains the crisis facing theoretical physicists. The same experiments are yielding different results at different locations and times. As Wang puts it, it means that the laws of physics that could be applied anywhere in the universe do not exist, which means physics also does not exist. For those exploring the theoretical boundaries of science, this is an existential problem that calls into question their life's work. It leads these scientists to ponder the ultimate question: to be or not to be. Often these scientists are choosing not to be. Importantly, Wang starts to realize this inconsistency is the first clue to uncovering a larger, unknown plot outside of the frontiers of science. A mysterious countdown appears in Wang Miao's vision, causing him significant distress. This countdown follows him everywhere, inescapable and relentless. Desperate for a solution, Wang consults with a highly respected elder in the physics community, Ye Wenjie. Ye Wenjie, understanding the gravity of his situation, advises him to temporarily halt his scientific research. She directs him to an unconventional source for answers: the three-body problem video game. Through this immersive and enigmatic game, she believes Wang can uncover critical insights and potentially resolve the mystery behind the countdown. The video game Three-Body Problem tells the story of the rise and fall of Trisolaran civilizations, also coming to the same problem. They cannot predict the movement of the two stars their planet apparently orbits, leading to global catastrophes of extreme cold and furnace-level heat. These conditions result in ice ages that freeze the planet and heat waves that set the very soil on fire. The game begins with the catastrophic end of the Zhou dynasty due to extreme cold, progresses through to the collapse of a Renaissance-like period due to intense heat. Wang Miao, immersing himself in the game, uncovers the cause of the chaos. The planet actually exists within a 3-body system with a third, more elusive star. A 3-body system is notoriously difficult to predict with no known general solution, although approximate solutions can be generated on a case-by-case basis. The game ends by depicting the Trisolaran society reaching an advanced industrial interstellar stage and accepting, as a people, they must leave this planet and head for Earth. Through this realization, Wang begins to understand the broader implications for both the game and the mysterious phenomena affecting Earth's scientists. As a player who successfully solves the 3-body problem video game, Wang Miao is invited to an exclusive meetup of all the game's top players. At this gathering, it is revealed that the game serves as a recruitment tool to identify individuals with specific philosophies and inclinations. These individuals are then invited to join the Earth Trisolaran Organization, or ETO, a secretive society dedicated to facilitating the arrival and eventual conquest of Earth by the Trisolarans. The ETO believes that the Trisolarans, with their advanced technology and knowledge, are the ultimate solution to humanity's myriad of problems. The organization's members are fervently dedicated to aiding the Trisolarans by any means necessary, even if it involves betraying their own species. As Wang Miao investigates deeper into the organization, he uncovers a complex web of conflicting motivations, where idealism clashes with pragmatism and moral corruption reigns. Wang learns that the ETO is not a monolithic entity, but is divided into factions, each with its own vision for humanity's future under Trisolaran rule. Some members view the Trisolarans as saviors who will bring about a utopian era on Earth, while others see them as necessary overlords to impose order and discipline on a chaotic and self-destructive humanity. Most shockingly, however, Wang discovers that the ETO is led by the very same elder who had advised him to play the 3-body problem video game, Ye Wenjie. The narrative is interrupted by picking up where we previously left off with Ye Wenjie in the past. Wenjie spends several years in relative solitude, working on various experiments at the Red Coast base. Largely shielded from the politics and chaos of the Cultural Revolution, she gradually earns the respect and trust of her fellow scientists. During this period, Wenjie stumbles upon scientific research that inspires her to test a groundbreaking theory. The sun could be used to amplify radio waves. Secretly, she puts her theory to test, sending radio waves towards the sun. Unbeknownst to her, her theory is correct. 8 years later, Wenjie marries Yang Weining, a man who genuinely loves her and sacrifices his career to be with a political outcast such as Wenjie. This period of her life is mostly peaceful, until one day, while monitoring the Red Coast base antenna, she notices an unnatural message, an unexpected response to her experiment from 8 years prior. Do not answer, do not answer, do not answer. If you do answer, the source will be located. Your planet will be invaded. You will be conquered. Ye Wenjie, harboring deep resentment towards humanity for the atrocities committed against her, her father, and the environment, believes that only an external force can prevent human depravity. Driven by this belief, she commits the ultimate betrayal and responds to the message. Come here, I will help you conquer this world. Our civilization is no longer capable of solving its own problems. We need your force to intervene. In the present, Wang Miao witnesses the downfall of the ETO during the meetup. Police and soldiers from Battle Command Center storm the gathering, leading to a brief shootout before arresting its members, including Ye Wenjie. It is subsequently revealed that the Trisolarans are behind the interference with human experiments, preventing scientific development through the use of sophons, proton-sized supercomputers that disrupt consistent observable results. This revelation exposes the extent of the Trisolaran influence and the formidable challenge humanity faces in resisting their impending invasion. After Battle Command successfully dismantles the ETO, three-body problem ends with Earth receiving a final message from the Trisolarans. You are bugs. Wang Miao, with the countdown gone, vows to complete his work, and humanity begins preparing for an invasion. Ye Wenjie is an exceptionally well-crafted character. Her tragic past and profound disillusionment with humanity drive her to believe that only the Trisolarans can save Earth from the self-destructive tendencies of humankind, leading her to commit the ultimate betrayal. In literature, it is often challenging to convincingly portray a character capable of such a monumental and devastating decision, yet Ye Wenjie's actions are rendered with compelling depth and nuance. Her betrayal is a testament to the true depths of despair and disillusionment one must endure to forsake their own species. The harrowing experiences of witnessing her father's brutal murder, being betrayed by Bai Mulin, and seeing the lack of remorse in her father's murderers and her own mother all contribute to her drastic actions. Her character arc is both complete and thoroughly convincing, showcasing the intricate psychological landscape that shapes her drastic choices. However, the same cannot be said for all characters in the three-body problem. Wang Miao, though a strong character in many respects, primarily serves as a stand-in for the reader. His personal development and inner life are not deeply explored, making him more of an observer than a fully realized protagonist. We experience the present through his eyes, but we learn very little about his inner thoughts and motivations. His character arc is relatively linear and steady, with limited growth or change. While he ultimately rises to the occasion and becomes a stronger individual, his journey lacks the depth and complexity seen in Ye Wenjie. Beyond these two characters, the narrative often struggles with information dumping. Although the information provided is engaging and contributes to the story, its delivery is somewhat superficial. For instance, Wei Cheng's introduction is abrupt and lacks depth. He appears, shares his entire backstory and near solution to the three-body problem, and then departs. While the content of his story is intriguing, the manner in which it is presented is too straightforward and lacks the nuanced integration seen in other parts of the narrative. This approach can make these segments feel more like lectures than integral parts of the plot. This type of exposition becomes somewhat overbearing towards the end of the book, particularly in the chapter dedicated to explaining the Earth Trisolaris organization. The information presented is indeed fascinating, detailing the factions within the ETO, the ongoing civil war between the Adventists and the Redemptionists, and the organization's base of operations on the ship Judgment Day. However, its delivery is essentially an information dump, reading more like an explanatory footnote than a cohesive chapter. This approach can disrupt the narrative flow and make the chapter feel again more like a lecture. The scientific concepts portrayed in the three-body problem are mostly accurate and true to form. They strike a balance between scientific accuracy and narrative enhancement, avoiding superficial technobabble that could detract from the story. Each concept is clearly explained and serves a purpose within the narrative, advancing the plot in meaningful ways. Even the more fictitious elements, such as sophons, are presented in a manner that feels believable and consistent with the established rules of the story's universe. Overall, the science is well executed, contributing to the depth and immersion of the narrative. The three-body problem raises numerous thought-provoking questions, with one of the most compelling centered around Ye Wenjie. Some interpretations suggest that, aside from her father's death, much of what befell her was, to some extent, a result of her own actions, particularly the incident with Bai Mulin. While I don't fully agree with this perspective, it undeniably sparks engaging and meaningful conversations. So please tell me what you think down below. Finally, I believe The Three-Body Problem is deserving of the title masterpiece. The book is immersive and compelling, with a well-executed mystery that unfolds brilliantly. However, it is not without its flaws. There are moments, albeit brief, where the narrative is interrupted by information dumps that can temporarily disrupt the immersion. Despite this, when the story draws you back in, the information often proves vital to the narrative. Overall, the strengths of the novel far outweigh the occasional lapses, solidifying its status as a significant and impactful work on science fiction. This has been Sean from If Else. Please subscribe, like, and comment if possible. Thank you.